Good morning. It's almost 7, and this morning was a little bit sloppy. Didn't really get up till 6 because we were camping deep in the forest and the light didn't really come through. But that's fine. And then I was on my way to my morning routine when somebody had pitched their tent right next to my cat hole. I don't know, I dug it pretty far away from the water source and from the trail and from the camp spots. But somebody went like in the middle of the forest and pitched it right there. So another small time emergency. Well, today is the first normal day of hiking in a while. I plan about 20 plus X, depending on how it goes. It's about 46 miles total to Frisco. Frisco is where I'll have to be by the weekend. I have arranged meeting with a trail angel there, and Frisco will also be the base camp from which I will do my side trip up to Williams Peak to spread my best friend's Williams ashes next weekend. This region of Colorado feels a lot different than the rest of the city because there's suddenly people out here. Yesterday at the trailhead of Mount Massive on a weekday, there were actually so many people that eventually showed up. I mean, some showed up at like 8:30 or something, that there weren't enough camp spots available, and people were like camping somewhere in the forest on slanted slopes and stuff. And you can clearly tell that this is closer to civilization and to tourism than other parts. Also, there's reception on the trail. The trail is usually very wide and in very good condition. Unfortunately, I don't really know what it is, but the new pair of shoes that I have, it's exactly the same model, exactly the same size, exactly the same version, but they're really causing me some issues on the inside of both of my foot. I've now taped it off. I have to check it in the evening. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Maybe it just needs a few days. I hope so. The keen observer might have noticed that I missed a part of the red line, and that is true, because I said earlier that the continuity on the red line to me isn't that important. So what I'm doing instead is, whenever I do these kind of side adventures, of which there will be a few, the 14ers being one of them, Rocky Mountains National Park will be another one, there'll be some in the winds, and I'll also do an extended loop around Yellowstone. I just kind of count the days that I'm off the red line doing something else, and then try to skip that on the red line in those parts where it's not terribly interesting to me, because otherwise it just wouldn't work. If I would take all of this time out of the trail and do the entire red line, I'd never make it to Canada before the snow. Today is the 17th of June, and one thing that hasn't really kicked in yet is what's called the Colorado or the North American monsoon, which is this weather phenomenon in the summer that usually has good weather in the morning, and then there's thunderstorms just after lunch. And we haven't really had any of those, any like smaller ones, but neither regular nor big ones. And well, I hope it'll stay that way. Today is definitely extremely windy, and this morning there were a couple of messages in the CDT Nobo WhatsApp group about people trying to go up Argentine Spire or near Grace Peak, and they were also worried about the wind. I mean, down here in the forest, you don't notice it that much. I mean, you hear it. It is very windy out there, and if it is that windy out down here, I don't even want to know how windy it is up on the peaks. You saw it in the video of Mount Yale. it can get pretty bad up there. And by bad, I mean like so bad that you can't even walk in a straight line. Straight out of lunch is a 1500 feet climb up to a ridge. I just entered the Holy Cross Wilderness, so another wilderness area. Somebody made a little door. And the next like big check-in on the red line would be Tennessee Pass, which is accessible by car and is one of the bailout points or one of the hitch points to Leadville. But since I'm not going to Leadville because I'm going to Silverthorne / Frisco, doesn't have that much relevance for me, other than that it has a privy. Today is not my day. Just crawled up this climb. I don't know why, but I have no energy. Probably has to do with the fact that I also got a little bit of diarrhea. So, not the best of days. Well, all the climbing has certainly paid off. I've now made it to a section where there's a couple of lakes, and it's surrounded by high peaks where you still have snow cornices on the top. It's really, I think we're really high up. It should probably be around 12,000 feet, and it's beautiful. It's got all the plants of high alpine environments. It's not so hot. I'm enjoying this. A comment on the next valley said that there's enough camping for Napoleon's army on the way to Russia. So, if it's good enough for Napoleon, I guess it's good enough for me. Future me struck again. While sitting at my envisioned campsite and filtering water for dinner, I realized that I'm again in one of those stupid spots. If I just add a little bit today and then I'll add a little bit tomorrow, I'll make it into Frisco tomorrow night rather than Friday. And as always, the allure is strong. So I decided to keep going a little longer, at a few miles, and try to cut a little bit of tomorrow's section, and that will give me a chance to be in Frisco tomorrow night. Well, I thought I was stranded on that road, but the one direction towards Leadville, there were cars going all the time. Up the pass was only about one every 10 minutes, and I was sure I was stranded there for the night. But a very friendly electrician by the name of Alejandro picked me up and gave me a ride to where I wanted to go. So now I'm in a good position to get to Frisco tomorrow. So I'm on the other side of Tennessee Pass now, and behind me, what you see there, is a place called Camp Hale. And now I had to do a little bit of research myself, but Camp Hale was apparently the place that was built for the 10th Mountain Division of the US Army in 1942 to fight the mountain warfare in the European theater. And as it's very much in the middle of nowhere in the Colorado mountains, it was the perfect environment to learn about skiing, ski mountaineering, rock climbing, all of the skills necessary to fight in the mountains of Europe. Today the 10th Division isn't stationed in Colorado anymore, they're up in New York. And they've been in theaters all around the world, including Somalia and Afghanistan. And they're still alive in this region, though. There's still a lot of buildings and legacies around. And there's also the 10th Mountain Division Hut Association, which has a couple of recreational mountain huts in the region that were restored and can be rented out these days. And those are the same huts that were used for training in the 40s. Now, unfortunately, this entire area is off limits for camping, except for a specific campground, which is about 1.5 miles away, so I gotta get to that.